I just realized something.
What's that, Fi? Hello, by the way, friends. Welcome back to Dergy be Playin Virtue's Last Reward. I honestly am not going to do any more of an intro because I'm like, what the fuck's going to happen right now? So just like, comment, subscribe, and let's go. What's that?
When we were looking at the security footage earlier, we were just looking for live feeds. We were trying to figure out where the others are, what they were up to, if they were alive, and so on. But we totally forgot that security systems like this can do more than show you live footage. Are you following me?
Yeah. Talking about stuff that's been recorded, right? Oh my god, so it's like, footage of the past. If they store that, we might be able to see it.
Yeah. I don't know how much luck we'll have, but it's worth a shot.
I was expecting to, leave the room, but well, I was expecting that too, last room, but we got Big Skelly Man talking at us for a while before we left that room, so this is 2 rooms in a row now. That the door is actually a trigger for another story segment in the room, but it's funny because that has not usually been the case until those 2 from what I remember. What do we do?
Leave that to me.
See, that's the thing, man, is that there's a lot of things pointing to she's 0. Or, I think the most, again, there seems to be a lot of evidence for her being a golem. Because I think that her superhuman jumping would be doable by a robot. Although I don't know. But maybe that's supposed to be a hint about that. I'm not sure. It's something. That is inhuman, her ability to jump, so yeah. And then all of the information she can recall, and the golem said specifically that he can recall all sorts of information about everything. So I really think that she's a golem, and all this stuff that she just is able to pull out of her ass, it's because she's pulling it from the mainframe, just like our British friendo.
Well, it was designed so that a human could operate it. That means there's a logic to how it's set up. A computer computes, a calculator calculates, and an automobile mobiles.
I love the way she speaks. I love her. By the way, the localizers must have really had to get creative with her because of how creative it is. I have this feeling that in Japanese she spoke very oddly, just like in English, and they had to somehow figure out how to make that happen in English, and I think they did it. A lot of her metaphors and stuff, these are things that are not possible in Japanese, that the translators sat down and did in English. I know this stuff because I've watched a lot of Big Clingy, who knows Japanese. He studied Japanese in school, and he wants to be a game translator, and he's really into game translation. He's autistic, and that's like his main special interest from what I can tell. And so he'll literally just play the Japanese versions of things or look them up and stuff and know a lot of how a game was different in Japanese, and it's really fascinating to learn about that. And sometimes they cut entire features, sometimes they change gameplay things for the English version. It's really interesting, but anyway.
Everything's designed to do something, and once you know what, you can start guessing how. Once you start to figure out how to get it to do things, it's just a question of playing with it until it does the things you want it to.
That's fair enough, but that is a convenient excuse for her actually being a golem and being able to just, oh, yep, this is how you use this thing, you know?
See?
Especially because of how fast she did that. Monitoring video data. Looks like this is it. Good work.
Knock it off. Makes it sound like you're better than me or something.
Yeah! Just like when you do it to me, I bet he's gonna say something like that. Or at least, well, the silence speaks volumes there. Oh my god, Fi. I love her, but I'm not sure I like that tendency of her. Especially because she does it to him so much. And then she's like, yeah, it makes it feel like you're better than me or something. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel when you do it to my ass. Wait, what the heck is this? Everything says no data.
Let's check the log. Damn it. This isn't good. Looks like all the video data was removed before we got here.
Well, that's convenient, and of course Zero would do that. I had a feeling that might be fruitless, but what does that exactly mean? by Zero?
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
All it says here is administrator.
Yeah, and he would be the administrator, I think. Damn. Well, that's a little frustrating, but it's not surprising. There's some kind of clues in there, surely. So they were onto something, but Zero was one step ahead of them, like he always is. I don't know, man. Uchikoshi seems predictable and unpredictable at the same time. Does that make sense? The more I play of his stuff, it's like, that's just kind of, it's like he's an enigma in that, like I said, he's really predictable in some ways, but then other ways you have no fucking clue. Which I guess is why he's good at writing mystery games, huh? Well, yeah, do not play these games too much. They will fuck with your brain in two different ways, both the puzzles and all the fucking holy fucking horrible and confusing bullshit that happens in the plot. But a little bit of that is just like a nice spicy part of your meal, you know? It's just too much will burn your tongue off. You know, that kind of thing. Told us a lot. I'm really proud of how much I focus more on these and I just get into them, and it feels great when I freaking record this shit. It feels wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. It might have given us what we need to figure out who the killer is, too. The camera in room 2 in the crew quarters would have recorded what happened to Alice and Luna. Same for the old woman in the warehouse. And if there was a recording of us being carried into the AB rooms, we could have even figured out who Zero Senior is.
Hey, what's this?
You want to open it?
Yeah. Because, yeah, someone would have had to carry it in there. Yeah.
Gollum status.
Huh. That should be the system logs of those robots. I told you about them in the pantry, remember?
Yeah. You mean the room full of robots on the other side of the green door?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Shoot. Of course! Everything here's been erased, too. You know what's really funny? His one seems to be the only one here that actually says Golem on the end. That's really funny. Oh my god. You know what's really funny, though, is that if I look at these, all of them actually work as names to a degree. Like, the first one would be Miku, the second one would be AD, the third one would be Yoshi. Some of these are weird as names, but some of them really seem to work as names. Miko, Akio, List, Apple. Apple works really well. Kind. Party. Gems. Dagon. That doesn't quite work. Wait. Bishi. That is absolutely fucking on purpose. Uchikoshi, you motherfucking bastard. You know, the hot anime guys. Bishis. That's gotta be what that's supposed to mean. So it's because some of these are like, yeah, these are... Like Miku, like maybe he was literally referencing, S-Boy. DW80, something work. Aras? Sony? So, I'm not sure.
Looks like it.
I guess there isn't anything we can... Wait a second.
What is it?
There's a scroll bar. Try scrolling. Wait a minute. Hello? Yeah, Golem. Active data... Excuse me, what? They shut him down! What does that mean? How the fuck could he be active? Although, granted, he got turned on and sat up and none of the others did that. That might be all that needs to happen. I knew it. The golem we met is still functional.
What do you mean? I thought you told me Gollum, or whatever his name was, started spitting smoke and keeled over.
Yeah. But he said that his... What passes for a golem's brain, I guess, was in the main computer. Oh my god. Only his body was disabled. His brain is probably still functioning. Can we see his logs?
Already on it. Here you are.
Then, try the one that says cash. I really like this, hacking segment here. That's really neat. And I think Uchikoshi really likes hackers and that kind of stuff. Programmers and maybe programmer women or smart women. There's Lotus in the first game, and Fi is very much the Lotus-y character in this game as far as being smart, and computer savvy. So his file names all just seem like random characters. Whatever. Just pick one and open it, I guess.
Sure. This is...
Whoa! Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh my god! Wait! This is security footage! Wait, why is it here? And not in the security footage section. It's probably from right after Kay decked us. We'll be tossed into that white door on the left in a minute. Just watch. Yep! See?
Interesting. This is the footage the golem pulled from the main
Oh
server.
yeah, duh! They deleted it, but he pulled it! Oh my god. Oh, and Zero overlooked this, or did he want them to find it? I don't think so, man, but we'll see.
The original data was deleted, but it looks like the stuff he pulled is still here.
Ah, exactly.
So, if we go back through these files...
I really love this section, holy shit. Yeah. We might even be able to figure out who the killer is. Maybe even who Zero Senior is.
Nice. Great work, Sigma.
Motherfucker. I love this bit, but I hate it at the same time. Poor Sigma. Come on, I told you I don't need you kissing my ass. Besides, it's not like I really did anything. Started going through the rest of the files. The security footage showed Kay and Dio clearly passing through the white door on the far right.
Good. Looks like they're both fine.
It just leaves Tenmyoji, Clover, and Quark. And the latter disappeared, so... I opened my mouth to continue, and then it happened. Oh boy. Wait. Excuse me? Fucking excuse me, what? My vision suddenly blurred, and shaking my head did nothing to clear it. I staggered, my balance gone. Whoa. What the fuck? This is trippy as shit. What? Why is she talking like that? Why is she sounding like that? Is that a hint as to what's happening? What's this droney sound? She sounds like someone's playing a tape of her voice all sped up, and that's probably no, that has to be exactly literally what they did in, like, you know, making the game to make her voice sound like that, funnily enough. That has to be it. That has to be it. What's going on here? I can't understand what she's saying. Oh boy. Why is she moving so fast? Wait, what does this... Is this literally some timey-wimey shit, like he's somehow moving forward in time? It's like watching a video on fast forward. What the hell is this? Watching a video on fast forward that's wobbly while this random droning sound plays over and over again. You forgot some details there, although I don't blame him in that state. Wait, could it be me? Maybe my brain is slowing down somehow? But wouldn't it be speeding up? So it just looks like everything is speeding up. Oh god, this is so fucking weird. And this, I mean, I expect these series to be weird, but... okay, hold on. I need to read this in order, like, out loud in order to fucking understand what she's saying here. Hey Sigma, what the heck is up with you? You look like there's a Hey Sigma, what the heck is up with you? Look, there's a sofa over there. Why don't you lie down for a bit? I still couldn't make out what she was saying, so I just nodded weakly. My eyes drifted shut as I tried to sort out what was happening to me. It looks like, I mean, the thing is, it probably looked to her like he heard what he was saying. I woke up several minutes later. Yeah, what was that? What the fuck? Especially because I was expecting that to be the end of the game. Like when he just blacks out, but for some reason it's a little different that time. That's an extremely narrative relevant thing that happened to him. When I opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was the ceiling of the security office. I sat up slowly. Oh no, is she not here anymore? Then where did she go and what happened? I sat up slowly, rubbing tenderly at my head. Fi, who had been sitting in front of the monitors, stood up and... Okay, thank God, okay, she is still there. Stood up and walked over as soon as she heard me move.
You okay?
Her voice sounded normal again, and she wasn't moving strangely either. Whatever had been happening seemed to have stopped. I let out a quiet sigh of relief. Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
You sure?
Yeah.
That's good.
Ah, cute. See, she does give a fuck. She was just being very tsundere about it.
You really looked like you'd lost it for a minute there.
Well, I seem to have found it again. This is the security office. Maybe they got lost and found.
Your sanity's pretty easy to miss.
Ah!
I'm surprised anyone found it, let alone turned it in.
Honestly, everything I've heard from Sigma, I honestly, if I was Sigma, I'd be like, yeah, you're right.
Well, looks like I don't have anything to worry about.
I liked their bonding, and again, I like the whole thing of characters that kind of hate each other, learning to get, like, to know each other, like, I love that shit so much. Well, it looks like I, like, to know and get along, and oftentimes that's my favorite kind of, like, romantic plot or subplot. Usually a romantic plot, because if it's centered around the romance usually actually goes somewhere and does something because it's the focus of the thing. If it's a subplot, oftentimes it just never gets resolved. Especially if it's like a show or something. And I think it's because, like, the writers are like, the viewers have got to keep getting all of this, or will they or won't they, or will they or won't they, in order to be interested. But no, I feel like I share this sentiment with a lot of people, at least. But what I want is the plot to do that to me. But the romantic subplots should always finish at some point, towards the end, or even in the middle of a story. I would rather that, and then have it be like a thing that drives them forward. Like, I actually want to see romantic relationships develop and then be part of the story instead of will they, won't they, will they, won't they, will they, won't they. Or like literally the even worse version of that so many of these shows do, where there's so many situations that could be construed as romantic but also could be construed as not romantic. I hate that. Commit, fuckers. Anyway. Well, it looks like I don't have anything to worry about. Yeah, I think I must just be getting tired. Yeah, because that's totally getting tired. That's totally, like, normal when you're getting tired, to just fucking experience everything is faster. Like, excuse me? What does that mean about his brain slowing down? Kinda surprised it didn't catch up to me sooner.
I hope that's all it is. You haven't caught a disease or something,
Oh god,
have you?
she's worried about Radical 6, which... Yeah... Because we don't know what it seemed like from Quark's perspective. Actually, wait, no! We don't know about Radical 6 in this, but she might, because she's a golem. But, again, that's just my thought. For just a moment, I thought of Radical 6. Oh, never mind. Oh, that's right, we do know about it. It wasn't so much of a plot point, this route, for some reason. But I didn't want to worry Fi if I didn't have to. Better to stay quiet about it.
Well, you're looking a lot better, so I can stop worrying, right?
What are you, my mom?
Fine. No more check-ins. Anyway, I figured something out while you were resting. Come have a look at this.
Maybe she's not a golem, or maybe she's really good at just not giving any hints as to that she might be one of the golems that they're currently talking about. Or that they were talking about. What is it?
Footage from room 2 in the crew quarters. The room
Ah.
where we found Alice and Luna. I dug it out of Gollum's cache.
When was this recorded?
You'll see in a minute.
Up there on the right. That looks like some sort of time code.
Can you figure it out?
No, it's just a bunch of numbers. And for some reason, I can't even read it. And I think it's important because of that, because, like, it's so blurry on my screen, and I wonder if it's supposed to be. But also, I don't think you would know the exact times things happened anyway, so... I really like this game. It draws me in so much. I love it, man.
Yeah. The central server seems to be using its own time system. Files appear to be named based on that system.
I liked the 999 a lot as well, but I feel like this game is even better about it, for sure. But it really might just be that I'm better at letting myself play a game and not be anxious about it. Or my entire life. To be entirely frank, while I'm making this stuff, I've been working a lot on my mental health, and it's helping more with ease of doing things that I already did before, more than I would think it would. Because I realized that a lot of my inefficiencies and inadequacies and stuff like that were a lot more tied to anxiety than I thought. Like having a state of high anxiety, instead of actually being incompetent. But, like, and thinking I was incompetent kept fueling the anxiety, and then I was more and more and more useless, until I let myself calm down, and I did stuff that helped with my anxiety, and now, like, wow, it's so much easier to do this shit. Like, whoa. At least when I get started. Because I still have a lot of anxiety about just pressing the goddamn record button. and then also editing and uploading the video. But I'm better about doing it despite that anyway. Because I know that once I get enough into a video, and it's easier and easier and easier and easier and easier for that to happen for me all of the time, then we're good. It's all about practice. A lot more things are about practice than you realize until you practice them. This idea of natural talent, I often feel like a lot of people subconsciously use it as a crutch. Like, oh, well, I tried this a bunch, and like, you know, people picked it up way easier than me, and so I quit. And that was me. So much of my life. I'm 28 now. This is the one thing I would say I've actually sat down and really tried to make something of in my entire life. This YouTube thing. And because of that determination, what I realized is, it's a lot easier to follow through than I thought. I thought I literally couldn't follow through because of my ADHD. But now I understand how I was using it as a crutch. I used to think people just didn't get it, and that ADHD was much more uselessifying me than people thought, but no, it was the other way around. I was using it as a crutch subconsciously, and I had to grow and learn to understand that and how to get out of it, and I'm doing it. And listen, you can always improve your life and your mindset, people. I promise, even if it does not feel like it, and oftentimes especially when it does. Because sometimes you'll have your worst moments, and then all the fucking sudden, your next moment will be so much better, and you will have so much more clarity. And then all these things that were really impossible for you to do, you'll just do them. You're like, what the fuck? It's because the emotion was allowed to be and go through you. Because you can either stuff it down and stuff it down and stuff it down until it makes itself be known, which is more intense, more unpleasant, for longer of the time. Or you can let it trickle through more of the time, which you have to figure out how to do in your own way, but it's really worth it, even though it's extremely uncomfortable, and a trial and error process, and it takes practice. But there's a reason that the saying, I'm not sure exactly the wording, but, you know, the most worthwhile things in life are the hardest. It's because that's true. You know, like, coasting through life is how you end up with regret and depression and self-hatred and all of that. It's not how you make life easier. Ironically, the easiest way to live life is to keep doing hard things. It's really hard to explain why, but I know that to be true now. But not just any hard things you're passionate about for some reason. And if you don't have anything, you need to live until you have that passion. You need to figure out, okay, you know, what would I like to fix? You know, like, a lot of people that are in, like, mental health stuff, or people that have, you know, that are researchers of mental health stuff, a lot of those people got into those jobs because some mental health problem destroyed them, and then they came out of it like, okay, I understand this now, and I understand what I can do about it, and so I want to teach other people what to do about it. Like, that's an extreme example, but it's like, that's what life is that you figure out what you need to do, and then you act on it. You have to act on it. And this world really does not want to let you. This world wants to, you know, oftentimes, and, you know, you can replace cubicle with all sorts of other words, but oftentimes they want you, like, society expects you to live in a cubicle instead of live doing work that you want to. It's harder to do work that is less certain. Like, I don't know if I was gonna ever make money doing this, and I'm still not looking for jobs because I just feel like I can't do that. I can't do work. And my parents are pushing against me, and my friends are pushing against me, and all I know is that I feel complete when I make these videos, and I don't give a fuck that I'm not making a cent from them yet. And they fucking make me feel better about my life, and I'm able to actually go out there and do other things to improve my life and other things for other people after I have done this stuff for myself. So that tells me that this is my calling, regardless of if I'm making money from it or not. And people that don't get it can go fuck themselves until they get it, and then they can come back into my life. That's literally what I think. And if they never get it, then, well, I hope you have a good one, because I'm not coming back to you. Anyway, files appear to be named based on that system.
They might as well be random to you and me, which made it pretty hard to find this gem.
Wait a fucking, huh? Oh, it's K.
Yeah.
He looks at his bracelet here. Probably checking how much time is left.
I'll just pause that and magnify it.
21 minutes. So that means this footage is from 21 minutes before the primary doors opened, right?
Exactly.
And that would have been the white doors in this case, right?
Yes. After Kay leaves this room, it's about 2 minutes before he comes back with you and me.
Okay, so this is not about the killer. There were 20 minutes on the clock when we met up with him, right? So that means what we're seeing here is Kay 1 minute before he saw us.
Right.
That means this is right after he tried to resuscitate Luna.
Yeah, if you believe him. The footage here doesn't show any of that. I looked around, but I couldn't find one. The only stuff left is shot from this position. Even so, I think we've gotten our hands on something important.
You mean that this is a record of what happened right around the time of Luna's death, right?
Exactly. Are you ready?
Yeah?
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, so there's...
I'll move back to the start of this file so we can see it in chronological order. Let's say this is 0 hours, 0 minutes. After all, it's not like we know what time it actually is. So, this is the start of our footage.
There's no one here.
Yeah, about a minute goes by before anyone shows up.
Wait, how do you know it's been a minute?
This.
Oh, that's the hourglass we used earlier.
Yeah, if I play it back at normal speed, I can measure time using this hourglass. Then I just add the time from the hourglass, and that's how far in we are.
Smart. Huh. Oh, someone's coming in. Luna and she killed her, yeah. But are we gonna find that Luna really killed Alice? I think we're actually gonna find that she didn't. But there is a lot of evidence for that, and also that she killed the old woman, but like... Why, though? She's the most innocent-seeming one, but so was Akane, and let's be honest here, Akane basically killed 4 people and put a bunch of others in extreme distress. Okay, almost 4 people. In the true ending, Ace did not die. Yeah, like, honestly, Akane, for how much she was, like, really wholesome about Junpei and trying to save the people, like, she really did a twisted-ass thing, along with Santa, where they put all those people that they wanted to save through so much suffering in order to just resurrect her, I guess. But I really feel like all the details behind why and how have not been revealed. But yeah, like, honestly, Akane did some pretty malicious stuff if you look at what actually happened in 999. So, if Luna really did do all that, then that's... I suppose I believe that, but, like, I really feel like it's one of those things where the game's misdirecting you, maybe. But we're about to see if Clover actually killed her, but it's really fucking looking like that right now. Is that Clover behind her?
Yeah. This is 0 hours, 1 minute. Right now you and I are talking to Dio in the Floor B warehouse. With the time frame we've established, calculating what we're doing is pretty easy.
What's going on? Are they fighting? No, it's not really a fight. It looks like Clover's just going off on Luna. Luna's just staying silent and listening to her.
Yeah.
Can we hear them? Is there an audio track?
Wanna listen to it?
Oh boy. The hell is that?
Don't know.
It's all scrambled.
The audio data must have been transcoded into something else.
Oh, we won't be able to understand anything in that.
Seen enough? I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Clover's interrogation goes on for a while, but it's all pretty much the same thing. Now, at 0 hours, 10 minutes, things suddenly change. Here.
Hey, they're gone. As I watched, Clover moved steadily closer to Luna, who backed away almost as if she were frightened. Clover continued her advance until she disappeared below the bottom of the screen. Is there another... no, you said this is it.
Yeah, this is the only one that I found. Shouldn't be too hard to guess what happened after you've seen the next part, though.
Yeah... Yep! Clover left. She looked like she was kind of panicking.
Yeah. This is about 1 minute and 40 seconds after they both left the frame. So 0 hours, 11 minutes, 40 seconds.
Did this mean she actually did it, or not? Only Clover left. Because, like, Ace didn't even kill Snake in the first game. He thought he did, but he didn't actually do that. So I'm like, Clover just kind of acting irrationally, especially because she also kills Junpei for some fucking reason. Luna's still in a room. That means...
Hold on. Wait until you've seen the whole thing before you start deducing. At 0 hours, 12 minutes, another person comes in, just missing her.
Dio. He's disappeared too. Down below the bottom of the frame.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that whatever it was, he doesn't want us to know about it.
Why?
Remember what he said when you asked him about Quark?
How the fuck would I know? I've been here.
You're saying he was lying. Yeah. He wasn't in the Floor B warehouse the whole time. He went to the crew quarters after we left him.
Yeah. So what would have been important enough for him to lie about it? We should consider that it might have been something bad.
Whatever it was, it happened during this time?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, now he's left. And it looks like he left in a hurry. But are any of them fucking even alive here? I have a feeling what's gonna happen is they're gonna exit the room and then it's gonna do the fading to black thing again, where like then now I'm in a nothingness again.
Maybe he heard a noise.
Like
The
what?
cyan door opening? Now, 10 seconds after Dio leaves, a fourth person shows up. That brings us to 0 hours, 13 minutes, 10 seconds.
There's Kay. So that's okay. When he heard Kay open the cyan door, he panicked. Whatever he was up to, he didn't want Kay to catch him at it.
And then Kay disappears too.
Yeah, below the bottom of the frame, just like the others.
If Kay was telling the truth, this is where he begins to try and resuscitate Luna. Anyway, nothing happens for the next 16 minutes. It's just this. So I'll fast forward, alright? Alright, should be around here. One sec. Okay, you should see something you recognize in a minute here.
There's Kay coming from the bottom of the frame, and he's checking the time on his bracelet. Yep. So we've come full circle, huh?
Yeah. We're back to 21 minutes before the primary doors open. For our arbitrary time code, that's 0 hours and 29 minutes. 1 minute later, at 0 hours 30 minutes, Kay heads to the Floor A warehouse.
Once he gets there, he'll tell us about Luna's death.
That's all the footage I wanted to show you. I've looked at it carefully, and I think it has something to tell us.
You mean who killed Luna, right?
Well, I can't say for sure. This footage makes for pretty shaky evidence.
True, but like, maybe actually, you know what? She could have knocked Luna out. Dio could have killed her, so, but like...
But it does suggest a very likely culprit. Who do you think it is?
I ran over the footage in my head. 0 hours 1 minute, Clover and Luna enter the room. For 9 minutes, Clover aggressively questions Luna. 0 hours 10 minutes, they both move out of frame. 0 hours 11 minutes 40 seconds, Clover exits the room. I have a feeling it's not actually her because Gucci Koshi, but also that it is her because, well, 999. But maybe they want you to think that so hard, but then it's not actually her and it's him. Or maybe even Kay? 0 hours 12 minutes, Dio enters the room. Dio also immediately exits the frame. It seems that Dio was up to no good during this period. 0 hours 13 minutes, Dio exits the room. 0 hours 13 minutes 10 seconds, Kay enters the room. And see, if he does actually have a baby, he might have been pulling it out of his ass, but let's assume he's not. Or he has some other reason for just wanting to get the fuck out, right? Well, he'd do a lot of things for that, wouldn't he? So he kind of shot himself in the foot by saying that, even though it got Kay to get him in there. Even though it got Kay to just go ahead and go with him in the room. Kay also disappears from the camera's field of view. At this point, there are 16 minutes where nothing happens. 0 hours 29 minutes. Kay enters the frame. He looks at his bracelet. It says 21 minutes, the remaining time until the primary doors open. There seems to be only one conclusion. The person who killed Luna is... I'm gonna save here, but unless I can. Let's see. Okay, thank God. As far as I remember, during choices in the first game, you could not save. It's Clover.
What makes you think so? Luna could still have been alive after Clover left the room. Dio and Kay both went into the room after Clover. Either of them could have killed Luna too.
footage alone isn't enough to tell us who the killer is. But if we take one other thing into account, then the case against Clover gets a lot stronger.
And what is that element?
Dio's behavior at the White Doors. By the way, isn't this song from the first game? I remember the fuck out of this song, but I don't remember if it's from the first game. I feel like it might have been. God, I love this song. Again, I love... They're really good at having a lot of tense music here that's also just really interesting to listen to. Like, what's that instrument, and why this arrangement? It sounds weird and ethereal and strange. And why is there this looping acoustic guitar? But it all works so well, right? There's the drums. I love the layers of this song. God, this song's so good. The jam, man. Kay wanted us to enter the White Doors. I told him I wouldn't leave 3 people to die. Do you remember what Dio said?
Use your fucking head for once. You're gonna get us killed.
He obviously knew that only you and I would be going through the door. Do you get it?
Yeah. He knew we had Luna's bracelet, which means he also knew Luna was dead. Is that what you're getting at?
Exactly. If he didn't know she was dead, he would never have said that. The moment Kay suggested we go through the doors, he would have brought it up. That's impossible. How are they supposed to get through without Luna? But he didn't even mention her. Like, he didn't expect her to be there. Why would he do that? I can only think of 2 reasons. 1, that when Dio entered that room, Luna was already dead. Or 2, he killed Luna himself. However, I think there's another case for exactly what Sig was saying here, because you could argue that if he killed Luna, then why would he say that? That'd be damning. Although, we have established that he has said some damning things about himself before. So, yeah. Or at least has quite the mouth and an impulsive tendency to say some not very smart shit. The second one doesn't seem likely, though. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. If Theo had killed Luna, he probably would have made a point to hide that. I'm guessing he probably would have asked where she was. Yeah, see, that's basically what I was saying. Where's Luna? Sigma and Phi won't be able to get through the White Doors without her. He seems like the kind of guy who'd go out of his way to feign ignorance of a crime committed. Yeah. In this case, though, he said nothing. That doesn't clear him, of course. But it does make it a lot less likely that he was the killer. If he wasn't the killer, then we're left with only one other option.
When Dio entered the room, Luna was already dead.
Kay doesn't make any sense to me. Why would he be the one who discovered the body? Well, that's just casting suspicion on himself, you know? But, well, he's the one who said that, too, earlier, so there's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't think that, but maybe that's actually a clever misdirection, like, we don't know with these games. If Kay is the killer, I'll be interested to see how that all lines up. And I would definitely expect Uchikoshi to do something like that. Especially with having played 999 and thinking, oh no, it's Clover, because, yeah, but what if it ain't, you know? Especially because we're going through this whole hullabaloo. Clover's probably a red herring. She probably knocked her out, like strangled her or something. Or maybe she stabbed her but didn't kill her. Yeah, that's how I see it.
Interesting. That's pretty much what I thought too. And it does seem like Clover had a motive.
You mean what Alice noticed?
Yes. The movement of the A-B rooms convinced Alice that Luna had killed the old woman. Once Clover realized that, she probably started to think that Luna had killed Alice to keep her from telling anyone else the truth. She probably led Luna to the crew quarters to confront her. Maybe she hoped seeing Alice's corpse would cause Luna to confess.
Ah.
Maybe she knew something we don't.
Yeah, see,
But
whatever
Clover didn't get
Tenryoji
what she
knew.
wanted. Luna didn't confess. Then, during her interrogation, something happened. It's hard to say what. Luna might have said something that set Clover off. Or maybe she admitted to a crime she didn't commit just to get Clover to stop. Whatever it was, something happened that drove Clover to murder.
When did Clover get the injection?
I would guess after she went through the yellow door.
Oh, that's right. The knife isn't... But someone has the knife now. What are they gonna do with it? Anything? And I would assume Clover took the knife, but...
She would have been exploring the infirmary with Alice and Kay.
And also, we know that Clover's cool with stabbing people. Actually, I just realized that. So Kay's whole argument... but, like...
That seems the most likely place to find it. Anyway, this is all just a theory, right?
A game theory.
We don't have any proof, so keep it quiet, okay?
Okay. I kind of like the way she said that. Although, granted, I don't think anyone else is alive other than Kay and Dio, who might have done it. Oh, there was one last thing. In fact, I bet Dio has the knife. That would make the most sense to me. Was there any other footage that showed anything?
No. Nothing to tell us where Clover, Tenmyoji, and Quark went, and nothing about the old woman or Alice's murders either.
So, Zero Senior's identity?
Still unknown.
Okay. Well, let's go find Clover. I guess we're not gonna know the truth unless we get it straight from the horse's mouth. Although she's probably dead?
I wonder if Clover's even alive.
Yeah, me too. And Sigma 3, surely. She is. She has to be.
I sure hope so.
Hell, there's no guarantee that Dio and Kay are still alive either, really. Also, this whole scenario could also have been like, there might have been a kind of a switcheroo done like in 999, but no one's here.
Yeah. Alright, let's start looking. We'll go through the crew quarters and work our way toward the elevator. Got it?
Yeah.
You search rooms 1 and 2. I'll take 3 and 4.
Got it. Alice. Luna. The most horrible thing about death is how it turns a person into a thing. It's a thing that looks like your friend, but it's not them anymore. Just this strange cold shell, and every time you look at it, you feel a little of that coldness creeping in around the edges of your soul. Seeing death puts a heavy ball of lead in your stomach that just sits there, poisoning you. I turned and left the room.
No good. There's no one in 3 or 4. What about yours?
Same. Nobody in them. Except... The lead ball pressed against the inside of my abdomen. I leaned back against the wall and let out a long, weary sigh.
What's wrong? You need to get it together. What are we doing right now?
Looking for the others.
Right. I know how you feel, but sitting around being miserable isn't gonna help anybody. Let's go.
Yeah. I turned and headed for the door at the far end. I heaved myself up off the wall and followed. she was a golem, that also explained why she could brush this stuff off so easily, seemingly. Oh my fuck! The first thing I felt was that strange cold sweat of terror. My stomach clenched in protest, pushing a wave of bile and nausea up to my... whom? It was either Dio, or Kay, or some hidden-ass person. But I kinda have a feeling there is no hidden-ass person. Just like there never was in 999 neither. As far as someone behind the scenes making all this happen, because that was Santa. And also June kinda. Oh fuck, fuck this. I knew this would happen. Like, why would they not be dead after all that? But at the same time, I was half not expecting it, because this game keeps you on your toes. I like that about Uchiko's writing a lot. I'd like to replicate that in something I do. Hopefully I read enough of this stuff and I'll be able to write something like it, so I can spread the suffering to other people. Yay! The lead ball turned to ice, and my legs began to tremble under its weight before they finally gave way and collapsed. Oh god, yeah. He just talked about seeing death again half a second ago, when he'd already done that earlier. That was some fun foreshadowing. I didn't realize that until now. They were dead. I could feel it the moment I looked at them, but I didn't want to believe it. They couldn't be dead. Perhaps they were just sleeping. Yeah, I mean, I would almost think that. Maybe, possibly, if there wasn't blood on his side. But he could also not be dead. They could have been put to sleep by Silveril or something. But the cool limp feel of their skin under my shaking fingers dashed any hope I had left. I wrapped a trembling hand around the end of the bed and hauled myself up onto it. Even when it looked like Tenmyoji made her do that, maybe, or someone did, and they both died from the bracelet, maybe. I wrapped a trembling hand around the end of the bed and hauled myself up onto it. Even when I closed my eyes, I could still see them. My heart hammered away at my ribs, and my chest felt so tight I could barely breathe. I forced myself to take long, deep breaths. Finally, I opened my eyes.
They were in a blind spot.
What?
The security camera. Remember how we didn't see anything in the real-time feed in the security room?
Ah, yeah. I guess the partition was in the way.
Yeah.
They're handcuffed together. It's like at least one of them knows about the cameras. Maybe Clover does. That would explain, well, everything. If she did kill Luna, which is the most possible.
Yeah. Whoever did this really didn't want them going anywhere. The chain's been looped around the pipe below the sink.
They would have been trapped here when the doors closed. Why?
Look. See the red marks on their wrists? They were trying to get the handcuffs off.
Ah. So you're saying it wasn't one of them? Okay. Never mind. Okay, so I only saw that on hers. His does not look like it has that to me. So I assumed he did it to her. Which doesn't make sense because of how he was acting toward her. Like she was a long-lost daughter or someone that he wanted to protect for some other, like, very personal reason. So you're saying it wasn't one of them that did this?
Probably not.
You know what? His abrasive personality makes a lot of sense for being an older Santa. And his hair's always been white, you know? In fact, I think he is literally an older Santa. And for some fucking reason, some timey-wimey shit happened and he aged, and that's why she didn't recognize him? That would explain a lot. There's a cut in Tenmyoji's left hand. Ow, that's fun to look at. Sarcasm. Looks like it's probably from a knife or something similar. Must have been deep.
And the blood on his clothes probably came from that wound. Don't see any others, at least. If this was the only one, it doesn't look fatal. I don't think he died from this cut.
Penalty. When the primary doors closed, they couldn't get to them. The needles in their bracelets activated.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's real this time.
You can see the marks on their wrists from where they were injected. The tubacurine must have killed them.
Do you think that's why they were handcuffed to the sink?
They wouldn't have been able to get through the white doors without Quark. Someone wanted to use the penalty to kill them. They didn't need to tie them up.
Yeah, you got a point. What's wrong?
I take back what I just said.
Find something?
Yeah.
Quark's bracelet, huh? Fi bent down to pick something up and handed it to me. Uh-huh. A cyan bracelet. This was Quark's!
Correct. It has 9 BP, too. There's no mistake.
What is Quark's bracelet doing here? Wait, no, hold on. If Quark's bracelet is here, then that means...
Your heart stops. Your bracelet comes off.
No. This can't be happening. Someone killed him and hit him. Really a long time ago. Might have been Dio. Might have been... Wait, did they kill him? Did they do it? Like, Clover and Temioji or... No, this can't be happening. Quark?
Hey, Sigma, calm down. Just because his bracelet's off doesn't mean Quark's dead.
But...
In fact, this could be good news. A ray of hope.
Ray of hope?
Yeah. If Quark still had his bracelet on, then he would have ended up like Tenmyoji and Clover. But he's not wearing it. That means he might have managed to avoid getting injected with tubercurin.
You mean the bracelet came off before the doors closed?
Yeah.
That's impossible. Zero Jr. told us that they only come off when your heart stops or when you escape.
Maybe he got out then.
Right, he's got 9 BP. Wait, so you're saying he escaped and came back and left his bracelet? That's impossible too. Zero Jr. said the number 9 door only opens once. Even if he was able to get outside, he couldn't come back in.
Why do you have to be so pessimistic? Have you actually seen Quark dead? Huh? You need to think positive, Sigma. Reality is what we believe it to be.
I really do believe that. It's definitely true. Really? So you're saying this... Oh, wait, what?
That's enough!
So you're saying this is what we wanted to happen? Oof. Wait, so I'm really confused at how she's acting. Because she was extremely cynical for a lot of the rest of the game. I really wonder if she knows... She must be the Santa character. You know why I think so? She might be a golem. She might just be the Santa in some way. Because she seems to have a hope here and did not have hope before to the point where she was like, fuck it, I'm leaving. And so I have this feeling that this is like what she wanted to happen here. Enough, at least as much as necessary. So it really makes sense that she's the Santa character, if nothing else.
Quark is definitely alive. He has to be. He has to be. I refuse to believe he isn't. I can't let an innocent kid like that get killed.
I wanted to ask if she meant Clover and Tenmyoji weren't innocent. That it deserved to die, but swallowed my words. Fighting wasn't going to help us. All I could do was hope that Fi was right. Perhaps Quark was still alive. What are you doing?
Examining their bodies, Tenmyoji first.
Why?
Clues.
What kind of clues?
To who might have killed them. Finding Quark's bracelet tells us something. If the killer saw it, that would make for an obvious motive.
With Quark's bracelet, Clover and Tenmyoji would have been able to go through the right doors. The killer handcuffed them to the sink to prevent that.
Right.
But how did he overpower 2 people, or they? Well, I mean, if it was K... Oh my fuck, it was K. Because we literally saw that he has the ability to overpower 2 people by himself. I kinda hope I'm wrong, but it makes a lot of sense. Or it could have been both of them.
That's my guess, at least. That's odd.
What's wrong?
I can't find anything.
Huh?
I should have found something.
What?
You remember when we ran into Tenmyoji in the wreck? He sprayed our wrists with luminol. I'm sure I saw him pull the spray bottle out of his pocket.
And now you can't find it.
Right.
You think the killer took it?
I don't know. I'm gonna take a look at Clover, too. Give me a minute.
Fi knelt down next to Clover as she spoke and began to gingerly examine her corpse. Then after a moment, I saw her hand stop.
Look. See your thigh? Doesn't it look like there's something written there?
Huh. Yeah, it does.
Sorry, I'll have to move your leg a little bit.
Whoa. It's written in blood. It must... Yeah, Dio. It looks like Dio. It must be 10 Miyojis.
It says 016.
But if you... Yeah, like, okay. The way she has to write it... I learned this from Danganronpa 1. Like, the way she'd have to write it... Hold on, I'm thinking. Yeah, like, no. It's Dio. Right? What does that mean?
Hang on. I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
Yeah, like in Danganronpa 1.
016. 016. I know I've seen it somewhere.
Wait, or maybe it's literally 016, but I think it's Dio. But, like, if it was Dio, then how'd he overpower them? Because we literally saw that Kay...
It's no use. Can't remember.
Don't get my hopes up like that.
Anyway, she
Oops.
must have written them after she got hit with a superil.
Forgot to... Oops, I could have skipped there. Anyway, these numbers have to have something to do with the killer.
There would have been a few minutes before she went all the way under when she could have done something.
But if she's seen 016 somewhere, then what does that mean? Because I think it says Dio.
I think she probably used those last minutes to tell the rest of us who'd killed her.
016, huh? Maybe. But the only people who could have done it are Kay and Dio. Assuming it wasn't one of us.
No. There's also Quark. I mean, I'm not saying he did it, just...
Yeah. Damn it. This is hopeless. I can't keep up anymore. Everything here is a goddamn mystery, because it's a frickin' Uchikoshi game. Like, what about that old woman we found? Who killed her? The movement of the AB room makes Luna seem the most suspicious, but when would she have done it? And we don't have a good explanation for why she would have wrapped the knife up in the handkerchief. And of course, now Luna's dead too. So who could have killed her? The security camera, paired with Dio's behavior, makes Clover seem the most likely suspect. But now we'll never know for sure. Alice's killer is a complete mystery. We don't know what the hell 016 is supposed to mean. We don't have any idea where Quark's gone. What the hell does any of this mean? Who killed everyone? Was it Zero? Zero Senior? And who is Zero Senior? What the hell does he want? It's like Sigma's me. It's like Uchikoshi knows the players would be doing this in their brains the whole time. And he's like, I'm gonna make Sigma the player for this section. I mean, he is the player character, but you know what I mean. It's just very fucking meta in a way. Maybe and probably not intentionally, but I would also feel like it's partly intentional. Why does this game even exist, and why did they kidnap us and bring us here? While we're at it, where is this? When is this? Mysteries, mysteries, mysteries. I feel like my head's about to explode. Welcome to being in an Uchikoshi game, Sigma. It's fun. Please, fine. Give me something, anything. A clue, a hint. Come on, you gotta have something. No, I don't think she do.
The luminol.
Huh?
I think there's a very good chance someone took the spray bottle out of Tenmyoji's pocket.
Okay, but how is that important? I thought it was too, but I don't know how.
Well, let me ask you this. Why do you think they took it?
Yeah, I thought that was important, but exactly how? Hopefully we'll at least get a clue, or like a possibility, but that's probably most of what we're getting until we get to the true ending, like in 99. So they could test for blood?
What would they need to do in order to do that?
They just need to spray the bottle at whatever they want to test.
That's it?
No, wait, you're right. Luminol reacts with organic compounds and glows, but the glow is really faint. So you need to make it dark. You have to turn off the lights in order to see if anything's glowing.
And that would mean?
That would mean... the rec room. Playin and I reached for the door. I'm not quite sure. We weren't sure what we'd find, but we knew where we were going. I had a feeling deep in my gut that whatever we found would be the breakthrough I've been looking for. I'm still not sure why he had this particular epiphany, because yes, I know that's where we found the luminol, but what does that mean? Like, that's where we found the luminol, yes, but the luminol was taken from there by Tenmyoji and carried around by Tenmyoji. So why would they think the rec room has gotta have the clue that we need? Is it because the lights turn off in there and like the lights don't turn off in this room or something? There isn't a switch or... Oh my fuck. Wait, then whom? So there is a hidden person? So everyone's dead, except for us. That's great. Unless Quark did get out. Everything in my head ground to a halt. Even after all I'd seen, a room full of corpses had a profound effect. A room full of more corpses. It was such a ridiculous thought that before I could stop myself, I laughed. That laugh made me think. Was laughter in this situation a defensive response designed to protect a brain from constant emotional bombardment? They say that right before an animal dies, it feels a moment of comfort. Right before death, the brain releases a huge amount of endorphins into the bloodstream. Pain is only a warning signal meant to help the body avoid death, but when death becomes a certainty, pain no longer has any use. In fact, that loss of pain can lead to incredible feats on the edge of death. Let's say that two species of animal come under attack from some overwhelming force. Oh boy. Yep, this is one of Uchikoshi's learn about science and think about philosophy and shit and whatever, like, what deep science stuff means for a bit. You can tell by the content of these games that Uchikoshi is one of those deep thinkers, you know? I think you have to be to write something like this anyway, so yeah. Let's say that two species of animal come under attack from some overwhelming force. All of them are severely wounded and near death. Species A feels pain, but Species B doesn't. The horrible pain felt by Species A prevents them from moving, but because they feel no pain, some of Species B will manage to drag their wounded bodies to safety and survive. As a result, Species A is eliminated and only Species B manages to survive. This process of natural selection has been repeated for thousands, no, millions of years. All creatures that walk the face of the earth are descended from Species B. I'm no exception. That's why I can look at a room full of corpses and laugh. It's so interesting. God, again, Uchikoshi's, deep thoughts on, the nature of being human in these games is something I don't expect from, the rest of the game, but it's so good, and I think this kind of stuff needs to be in a story, especially like this, to make it extra compelling, and also, it feels very helpful to think about these things. It really does. The genes I've been given by a million years of evolution have changed my fear into ecstasy. That's so interesting and makes sense. And also is terrifying. I guess this means you and I are the only survivors.
Don't make me keep saying it. Quark's still out there somewhere.
Yeah, you're right. He is still out there. So would that mean he killed? I mean, you said yourself that there was no way there was a 10th uninvited player out there when Alice was killed. And we've also refuted the possibility of Zero Senior being the 10th person. There is no 10th person. The only people alive are Yumi and Quark. That means...
You're being ridiculous. Look at their bodies. There's an axe buried in Kay's back, and the spear has been thrust all the way through Dio's stomach. Do you really think a child Quark's size could do that?
Well, what if he... If he wasn't human, how the fuck could he contract Radical 6? But I was about to say, what if he's a golem? Because if Phi's a golem, and that means she can jump real hoy. If he's a golem, couldn't he have super strength? But I also feel like, because he can get Radical 6 like Alice, that would mean he's not? Alright then. Are you saying you killed him?
Are you insane? And just when would I have done that? I've been with you this whole time.
She was right. After the end of the second round of the AB game, Phi and I hadn't been out of each other's sight. We'd gone through the White Door, explored the security office. Solved the puzzles, all of it together. No, wait. There had been one time. One time when I wasn't watching. The few minutes in the security office when I rested on the No. Most of that happened beforehand. Could she have snuck out then? The rec room in the security office. Oh boy, this is not a fun scenario. Wait. What does that mean then? The rec room and the security office weren't that far away from one another. If the round trip took about a minute, and she'd kill them in 4 minutes, and the whole thing would have only taken her 5 minutes. But wait, no, that was after the doors closed, you dummy! Unless... 5 minutes, huh? Just how long had I been out? No, that wasn't really right. I hadn't really been out. I just felt like everything was being fast-forwarded. Not because my mental processing speed had dropped. But how long had I been like that? If it drops, why does everything seem faster? I don't really compute that. It might have only felt like a few seconds to me, but it could have been much longer. And where had something like mental processing speed dropping come from? Hey, what you doing there, Fi?
Checking their bodies like before. I decided to start with Dio.
Find anything?
Yeah, 2 things actually. Take a look at this.
A knife?
Yeah.
Probably the Alice knife. There's something engraved on the blade, too. Myrmidons. Is that the name of the manufacturer? Yeah, that's gotta be important.
Dunno. It's not a name I've ever heard of before. But look at the handle. You've seen it before, right?
This is the knife that was stabbed into Alice's chest.
Right. From the looks of it, I guess the blade is about 15 centimeters long. I'd say it's probably about 3 centimeters tall and 3 millimeters wide.
I think we've heard those numbers before.
Like, wound cavity, 150 millimeters. Wound length, 30 millimeters. Wound width, 3 millimeters.
So, it was Luna then. If we're going with the Luna killed the old lady thing, because we heard that from the old lady, so it was the same as knife. Or whoever killed the old lady also killed Alice, regardless of if that was Luna or not. So, yeah, no wonder. So, I feel like Clover could have taken it and then realized that. Yeah, that's it. When Luna scanned the old woman's body, those were the numbers it gave us for the wound.
Alright, well, wound cavity would be the depth of the wound. Wound length would be how long it is from top to bottom, and wound width would be how wide the flat end of the wound is. In other words...
Those numbers describe the size and shape of the wound, right?
Right.
So if they match, then that means this knife was used to kill the old woman.
Well, I was just eyeballing those measurements, so we can't be sure.
Still, why does Dio have it?
He must have gotten it from Alice.
You know that. What do you mean is why'd he take it? Did he want to destroy the evidence? Maybe he was the one who killed Alice.
That would match up with what we saw.
No, wait. Hold on a second. I'm getting confused here. Alice would have had that knife first, right? She picked it up when she found it wrapped in the handkerchief next to the AB room.
Right.
So Dio took it from her and stabbed her? If that's what happened, why didn't he just take the knife then? Why did he leave it there for us to see, then come back and get it later?
Well, we can look into that more later.
I'm getting really into just taking this in and voice acting it, so sorry for the lack of commentary right now, but that'll come afterward as a kind of reaction to everything, because I can't stop just consuming this right now. It's so fucking good and gripping. Uchikoshi, you're a fucking madman and I love you.
First, I want you to have a look at something else.
What?
Don't you remember what I said? I found 2 things. There was the knife and... this.
Hey, this is that key.
What do you mean, that key?
We found it in the Golem Bay, and Alice took it. Didn't have any idea what it was for then, though. But Alice said it might be important, so she'd just hang on to it, just in case.
So, Alice should have had this, right?
Yeah.
And now Dio's got it.
Yeah.
So when Dio took the knife, he also took Kay's key.
Wait. Kay's key?
Oh man, you couldn't figure it out from the shape?
What do you mean?
Get over here. A picture's worth 1,000 words. Let me show you.
She walked over to Kay's head. Oh my god, yeah! It's for his helmet! Holy shit, I did not realize that this whole time, even though it was foreshadowed. She walked over to Kay's head, knelt down on one knee, and pointed to the back of it.
You remember this, right?
Oh yeah! So that's it! It unlocks the suit, right?
Yeah. Let's give it a shot.
Before I had time to prepare myself, I shoved the key into the slot and twisted. Who is it? But...
It's no good. Can't get it open.
why not?
Maybe the suit is powered, and it needs to be on in order to open. But with this axe in here...
You're saying it shorted the suit out or something?
I think so. At any rate, the key fits perfectly. I don't have any doubt it's for removing Kay's suit.
Of course we don't find out who he is in this route, because I bet that's one of the things they'll save for the end route. Do you think the Dio knew that when he took it?
I wonder...
So I guess we'll never know what his face really looks like.
Yeah, no way we can get that mask off with our bare hands.
I wonder who he was.
Well, I still haven't checked him over. Let's have a look. Maybe we'll find something that'll tell us who he is.
Very positive here for seeing all this death. Again, Gollum makes sense for that. That's my theory. She's basically a Gollum who's also the Santa-y character in this game. She'd only been searching a few seconds before she stopped and pulled something out of Kay's robes.
Look,
What is it?
a spray bottle with luminol in it.
Probably the one that was on 10... Which... Did they do it together? No, wait. Then who the fucking... Did they kill each other at the same time? Or, like... Because that could be possible, too? Spray bottle luminol. That's the one Temioji had.
Yeah,
Then, does that mean Kay was the one who handcuffed them to the sink?
we don't know yet.
Why not?
Kay might have taken the spray from Tenmyoji after he died. It's possible he made it through the white doors before we did, went to the infirmary and got this. Anyway, there's something I want to see. Turn off the lights.
Are you gonna check for a luminol reaction?
Yeah, if Kay used the spray before he died, we might still be able to see it.
There's blood everywhere in here, though.
That's okay. If he didn't spray it, there won't be a reaction from any of it. Come on. All right, do it.
Done.
Thanks. Just as I thought. Look, Dio's left wrist.
The underside of his bracelet is glowing.
Exactly.
But why?
Because there are traces of blood on it.
Whose blood?
We've seen 5 people with serious bleeding. The old woman, Alice, Tenmyoji, and these 2 here. I'm disinclined to think this is Dio or Kay's blood, though. See? If you look, it's been wiped off. Except for the luminol, the bracelet looks clean. Why would someone wipe blood off a bracelet after being hit with an axe or stabbed with a spear, and then spray it with luminol? It doesn't make sense.
Then that leaves the old woman, Alice, and Tenmyoji.
Right.
So he killed them all? Do you remember what Temioji said to us in this room?
Can I see the other side of your bracelets? Please, just do it.
Yeah, he knew, so yeah, of course Dio would kill them, right? But did Kay stab him when he realized that? So they did kill each other, like I had a feeling they would or something. Like Kay realized that, and then Kay realized who he was, killed him, and somehow in the process Dio was able to axe him, and they killed each other. That's what I'm thinking. Do you think Tenmyoji had figured out that one of the bracelets would have blood on it?
That would have meant he was looking for either Alice's blood or the old woman's.
I wonder what it was.
No idea. But whatever the case, Tenmyoji seemed to think that whoever had this bracelet was Zero Sr.
Just relax, okay? That's all I needed to know.
What?
Neither one of you is Zero Senior.
Are you saying that because there wasn't any reaction from the luminol?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Are you saying that Dio is Zero Senior?
I don't know. The only thing I can say for sure is that there's a possibility that Dio killed the other 6 victims.
Then who killed Dio?
Kay, perhaps?
I think so. Or, well...
After he was attacked, he used the last of his strength.
And considering the fact... Yeah, another descendant of species B, yeah. But considering the fact that, you know, of how strong he is, that could also mean... That could mean that that was possible for him.
Huh?
Oh yeah, that was just the whole thing in his head, so Fi would be confused at hearing that. Nothing. Forget about it. Anyway, if Zero Senior was Dio...
All of this would be over. This awful game would be over.
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
What the hell is happening? And who the fuck's alive? That's impossible.
Quark.
Wait, where the fuck was he then? Quark? Quark opened a gate?
Whatever. We need to get back to the Floor A warehouse. Hurry!
I know, I'm coming. Damn it. There's no one here. Did they run off?
Why would they run away?
Hell if I know. How the hell did Quark open an AB get on his own? Without a star key, he should have been able to get it open.
He must have taken one from Dio or Kay before we got to the rec room. We know they went through a white door. Remember? We saw the footage in the security office. That means they had a star key just like we did.
Did you find one when you searched them?
Right.
Okay, so... He must have had it, but then where is he right now? And how did he get back after he left if it's really Quark? Well, maybe Quark's a suspect after all then. Shouldn't write him off just because he's a kid. He knows how to use
That's impossible. You're being an idiot. It's much more likely he found the key card after they died.
Well... He'll find it.
Any ideas where to look?
Nothing. How on earth will I know where he might be?
Well, there's one place I'd like to check out. Come on.
You know something I don't? Yeah, she knows a lot of things you don't. Which is the other reason other than her jumpy that I think she's a golem. Especially because, again, Zero called her out about that. So either he knew she was a golem, or he knew she was there to help the game run for some other reason. The room Dio and Kay investigated.
Right. Aren't you curious?
Of course. Besides, Quark might be there.
Yeah.
Alright, let's move. But where was he this whole fucking time, if it's actually him? The door says director's office.
Probably belongs to the director.
I hope it has one of those chairs.
Chairs?
You know, the folding ones that say director on the back. I've always wanted to sit in one and say stuff like action or cut or double decaf chai soy latte now.
And that's what you think we'll find in there?
Yeah, aren't you excited?
Well, there could be anything in there. So, no, not really.
Yeah, what if there a senior was in there waiting for us?
That would make things easy. We'd settle things right now and then get the hell out.
Right.
Okay,
I'm gonna open it.
You don't need to keep asking me if...
Okay, that's character development too. Speaking of character development related to that bit. Is this another escape room? I wasn't expecting that, but this is the kind of music that happens when you do that, and we've never been in here before. Huh.
There's no one here.
The computer's been turned on.
Yeah, maybe Dio and Kay did that.
Or, oh wait, they were in
A
here
lion.
one day. So maybe we don't go through here, but we'll go through here in some route, surely. Biting!
A sun?
It has a couple of input fields for a user ID and a password.
We probably can't use it unless we know what those are.
Why don't you put something in?
Sure, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, just as I thought. Might as well forget about this thing for now. We can't get anywhere without a password. Let's see if we can find... This is the director's office after all. If we turn the place upside down, we're bound to find something.
I didn't know it still kept going when you did that. But yeah, let's see if we can find any other clues. Oh wait, do we actually explore this place?
Shall we?
Fly turned and headed off toward a bookshelf, leaving me alone next to the desk. I felt compelled to stay and found myself staring at the screen. Well, maybe not. A lion biting the sun. Yeah, that graffiti. The second one. A lion biting the sun. A lion biting the sun. Yeah. Memento mori, if the 9th lion ate the sun. Remember death, if the 9th lion ate the sun. Could this be the 9th lion? Then maybe. Whoa. Wait, what? Remember death. What the fuck is this? And it's doing the timey-wimey it's doing his brain speed slowing down thing. I don't want to remember death. It sucks. Okay, I get the point. What? Why all of these images in succession? I'm very confused. What the fuck am I supposed to put here? Wait. It was no good. I didn't know anything. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd seen the ID and passwords. Whoa, okay, hold on. I'm going back and doing that, but I had not saved for a while. I don't need to, though. I don't need to. So, you know what? Maybe it really isn't the true ending, the one that I thought was the true ending. And try not to, like, read all the solution. Just have some direction. Because when a game gives you no direction, I just can't deal with that. I want some direction. The rooms give you direction, generally. When I feel like I have no direction, I look it up. I'm better at getting direction from what little is there with more things, but this is just... But I have a feeling it might be because there's more routes I need to, like, do. I don't have direction, and when I don't have direction, I want to look it up. I'm gonna start to, at least. Get a direction on where to find the rest of the clues, maybe? Alright, so, from doing a little research, literally the first sentence that I ended up reading when I searched this was, and I quote, "If you have played through every route, then you should have the answer." So... I will try to figure it out by playing everything else. Okay, this is the kind of thing that makes sense for that, huh? Alright, so I guess instead then... Honestly, man, I want to keep going. Because that's not an ending. Apparently this is the true ending. I ended up at the true ending. That's amazing. I've never been down this middle path. I guess I can start by doing that. Do I end here? This feels weird to end here. But I will. It's been a long boy. So next time, we're going down this middle path. Anywho, friends, I hope y'all have lovely, lovely days, and I will see y'all in my next vidja or stream. Like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to. Have lovely days, and keep doing what you love, just like the Dergy do. And also, just be kind to people, like Dergy be trying to do. Okay? Okay. Hell yeah! And yourself. And your fucking self. Alright? Alright. Well, bye for now.